All right, Shalom Akim out there, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, this is your brother Samak. And I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles of Great Mount Stone, who grew well and taught us his truth. And peace, blessings, and salutations to you sincere brothers out there, and to you sincere Agwafim that's listening and learning, okay? To the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, now, we go through sufferings in his life, and that's all a testament of our faith. That's all part of our learning. That's just curriculum in this here course we call, the truth, which really is just the renewing of our spirit, the renewing of our mind, which is what makes us perfect, which is what makes us righteous, which is what teaches us right from wrong, which teaches us is righteousness from wickedness. And also it teaches us how to, be grateful, to be humble, to be meek, okay? There's a method behind the madness, I'm going to say, for lack of better words, behind the afflictions of Yahweh, of the Yahweh, man. There's a method behind the madness. Yahweh is our Father, right? And he punishes us, for our wrongdoings, which is, that's understandable. But he also puts us through harsh things, or so-called harsh things, experiences, to teach us lessons. Now, experience is the best teacher. This is fact, because you can show me how to do something, but me going through an experience, me getting myself into a situation and making a mistake, or almost making a mistake, is the best teacher, so I know what not to do next time. For example, if I'm changing the oil in my car and I know that I need to release the filter and everything to filter out, release the air, then it's to go into the car and drain the oil before putting the new oil in, right? Drain the oil out, and then after I'm done draining the oil, I have to go back underneath the car and I have to put the oil cap back on nice and tight so that no oil drips out. And then I pour the new oil in. I let that run, let it heat up or whatever, do what you got to do, and I can proceed to drive my car. But now, if this is my first time doing it and I forget to tighten the bolt or tighten the cap on the oil, on the oil pan, and I drive for about 50 miles, 60 miles, and, driving your car, you go on a lot of ups and downs, a lot of wind, turbulence, things like that. And that cap becomes loose because I didn't securely tighten it, and the oil starts to drip out. And now your car's engine stops running and shuts down, and you get oil all over your belly pan and things like that. That's going to teach you to tighten that cap tighter, man. Because somebody can tell you, make sure you put the cap on nice and tight, but then now you thought you put it on tight, but it wasn't tight enough. Now, when you go back to do an oil change again, every single time you're going to make sure that cap is to this perfect tightness or whatever it's supposed to be, okay? And as a lesson, now it might have cost you money, it might have, whatever the case is, it might have put you through some type of suffer or affliction, but at the end of the day, that was a lesson. Now, we go through afflictions on this earth, whether it's money issues, whether it's women issues, whether it's issues at our job, issues with our family, with our home. All these things that we go through are to grow us in character, okay? It's to teach us lessons. It's to teach us to be humble, teach us to be patient, teach us to be meek, teach us to be grateful, okay? And amongst many other things. Now, this is Sirach 2, verse 1, and I'll read a little bit down. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So, you have one thing that one of the brothers taught me when I first came into the camp, which was really my first understanding of affliction, because prior to that, I was in the truth maybe about a year and a half, just pretty much as a babe. Really didn't know too much. Just knew I was an Israelite, knew the name of the Lord, but I really didn't know much about the scriptures. I wasn't studying much at the time. I wasn't really watching breakdown videos. Only type of videos I was watching at that point was more so stuff about this, like just keeping the Sabbath, and not eating shrimp, crab, lobster. Those were simple things. But most of the videos I was watching were history type videos, like our ancestors, how, learning about how slave ships went and how we were lied to and things like that. It wasn't until I came across the Brothers of Great Millstone and those camps till I start learning prophecy. I start learning more into the law. I start learning more about the afflictions. But the point I'm trying to make is that one of the first things that the elder brothers told me when we came into the camp, me and my two other brothers, was that, listen, when you come into this truth, you cross this line, prepare to be afflicted, prepare to be tested, and prepare for temptation, okay? Because these things are going to come. As you serve the Lord's going to test your faith. And he's going to put you through the fire. And putting you through that fire is not to destroy you, but it's to refine you. Because that fire is not going to kill you. That fire is just going to beautify you, okay? Unless, you can't take the heat and you burn, man. But, we all know everything is ordained. The Most High is not going to put anything more on you. If you're of the elect, the Most High is not going to put more on you than you can handle, okay? More than you can endure. But on the same token, you have to be in the right mind frame. You have to be in the right spirit to be able to endure these things, because you got guys who will catch some kind of hell, and next thing you know, they fall out the truth, or they fall out from doing the work, so to say. They lose their job, and next thing you know, they just want to fuck the world, man. Fuck life. And just give up, man. Just become a bum, be homeless or whatever. Quit trying. Next thing you know, they don't want to do the work anymore. They don't want to go out and teach. They don't want to do videos. They don't want to read. But back in the head, they'll always know that they're Israelite, but that won't do anything for them. The next thing you know, they'll probably go back into the world, start doing some wicked shit, man. Man, fuck this job shit. I'm about to go sell drugs. Yo, I'm about to start trapping. I'm gonna start fucking scamming. You know what I mean? You got guys like that. That's just one example amongst many other things that can happen. It might not even be something that extreme, but it may be something on a lower level that causes a brother to, lose patience. It might be things that his life is going on and causes him to lose patience in the coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. It might be something that causes the brother to lose faith in the Lord actually dealing with him, because he might be catching so much hell on so many different avenues that he might start thinking the Lord forsook him, man. And it might cause him to err and fall out, okay? That's why it says, set that heart right and constantly adore. You got to set your mind right, man. You got to put your mind, and you got to prepare yourself for these afflictions. You got to tell yourself, all right, anything that I go through, any tunnel I go down, no matter how bumpy the ride, there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. You got to tell yourself that. So you're driving through a tunnel with no windows, no end in sight. It's like it can really bug you out, but you got to have faith that there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and you just keep pushing forward. You just keep pushing. You don't just give up. You keep pushing, and then you see that light. And the next thing you know, you're out of the tunnel, man. You're out of that hole. You're out of that cave. And now, going through that experience, you've learned something, man. You've learned something that boosts your spirit, that made you a better man in his truth, or a better woman in his truth, okay? I'm going to jump down. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. You want to be increased at that last end, man. You don't want to just give up and depart, man, and forget the Lord. Just cleave to the Lord, whatever you're going through, and you're going to have an increase at the end of it, man. Whether it's a physical increase or a spiritual increase, man. At the end of the day, it's an increase. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take thee cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. You know what I mean? Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall, man. You could just keep going down this chapter, man. But the point I'm trying to make is that no matter what you're going through, you got to cleave unto the Lord. Set your heart aright and believe that there is a way out and there is going to be an increase at the end of this affliction. Like I said, it might not necessarily be a physical increase. Like if you're going through a financial crisis, next thing you know, you endure it, you have faith in the Lord, and you just do the work of the Lord. And in months' time or whatever, however long the Lord decides to let that financial crisis happen, you come out, you might get in, you might be fucked up with your job, boom, you're not making as much money, some crazy shit happen. Next thing you know, you get a promotion at your job and you get a 30% salary increase. Now you're making an extra $1,000 a month after taxes. That just took care of all the problems you were going through. And maybe even more than that. The Lord, you might ask the Lord, for yo, Lord, just please give me an extra $500 a month that'll ease the pain of all the bills and debt that I'm in. And then you just ask the Lord in sincerity and truth and in faith and in confidence. That's the key. Asking in confidence. Like, Lord, I know you got me. All I'm asking for is this. And you just keep doing the work of the Lord. You keep enduring. You take it cheerfully. You're not complaining. And then in times past, or however long it takes, the Lord will give you $1,000 a month, man. He may even give you just 500, but the Lord is beautiful. He's merciful. He wants to give us an abundance of more than we can even handle. That's why it says he's just going to rain blessings on us in the kingdom, man, with gifts. So the Lord will do that, man. But you got to stick with him, man. And then there's another example where you might be going through it with your woman, man. Your woman might become a demon. She might commit adultery, and she might just completely take your heart and destroy it, so to say. You believed in, or you trusted your woman. You loved your woman. You thought she was a good woman, and then she just become a demon out of nowhere. Next thing you know, she committing adultery behind your back for months, and without you knowing, you find out it's your best friend or your so-called best friend in the world, or you know what I mean, or your brother that's in the world, or whatever, like some crazy fucked up shit. And instead of it making you lose self-confidence, you go through it, you're going through it, and you go through the motion. Next thing you know, you learn your self-value from that, because the Lord might send another woman your way to teach you or show you your self-value. She'll treat you how you deserve to be, man, better than that woman ever could, or whatever it might be, man. You might grow in confidence. You might grow in self-security, whatever. But I'm going to jump to the next scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 16. It says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. The inward man is renewed day by day, man. So you can be going through health issues, financial issues, whatever it is that pertains to the flesh. But your inward man is to renew day by day. As long as you abiding in his word, you doing the work, you going out on the highways and hedges, you reading, watching brothers' videos, talking to brothers on a daily basis, always in a manner of holy conversation, always talking about the Lord, praying, these different things, fasting, whatever it is that pertains to the spirit is what renews the spirit day by day. Okay? You gotta exercise your mind, exercise your spirit. This is something that I'm speaking to myself while I'm making this video, man. Because everything that I put out, any advice or exhortation I put out, man, is first and foremost directed to myself, man. Okay? Because I'm not perfect, man. I know the weaknesses and the strengths that I have. And, you have to take a conscious effort to work on them. But you got brothers to help you out, man. Don't forget this. This is a brotherhood thing. There's no solo. This truth is not for lone wolves, okay? And of course, our salvation, where we have to seek out our own salvation. But part of seeking out your own salvation is the willingness to reach out and ask brothers for help. Because is that not you seeking your own salvation? If you want to get an A if you're in school and you want to get an A on this test, would you not, and you don't really understand the subject, are you not going to go to the teacher and ask for extra help? Or you're not going to go to one of your classmates that you know understands it in its entirety, that gets every question right? Are you not going to go to that person and ask them if they can give you a quick tutor lesson or something to show you an easy way to break it down? You know, the Most High helps them to help themselves, man. At the end of the day, you got to be willing to help yourself and to let the Most High do the work, man. Because the Most High works through us, man. He works through his men. He works through women, through children. The Most High will send you blessings through other people. You need money. You're in need of money. The Most High will send you a blessing by sending a man your way that offers you a new job opportunity. He'll send you a brother that might just be thinking about you or ask you what's going on. You know, a spirit might come on a brother, just be like, to ask you, brother, what's going on? You good? Listen, bro, whatever you need, bro. Look, bro, talk to me. He might just be so persistent and you telling him what's wrong, but you like, damn, bro, how you know what's wrong? You know? These are the things that the Lord does, Salakia. Verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. You know, these things are light, man. You got, when you think about what our forefathers went through, how Shai went through with the disciples, the apostles, you know, even our forefathers before us, like they literally went through slavery, man. You know, chattel slavery. Our affliction is light. What do we go through? We go through money issues. We go through women issues. We go through little bullshit issues dealing with Esau and his heathen and their family. Like dumb shit, man. Dumb shit. Some brothers catch hell on some other levels too, like physically, they might get physically hurt, or, you know, some brothers might really be going through some other shit. But our ancestors were physically afflicted. It was physical affliction, mental affliction on such a blunt scale. You literally, like, they whipped your nationality out you. They deceived you and made you forget everything that you knew and taught you what they wanted you to know. Our affliction is light, man. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Spirit is not seen, which you can see the body. That's why we look on the spirit more than we look on the flesh. That's why the scriptures say bodily exercise profiteth little. Now it doesn't say, it says it profiteth little. It doesn't say it doesn't profit at all. So yes, take care of your health. Yes, exercise to keep your body strong, nimble, you know, flexible. Yes, by all means, but don't put more time into your flesh than you put into your spirit. You can go exercise 7 days a week, do all type of fruit fast and this, that, and the third, but when you going to do a fast for the Lord? You know? Are you praying 7 days a week all day? Are you doing videos throughout the week? Are you going out to teach? Are you constantly looking and thinking on how you can better yourself as a man to be a better brother and so on and so forth? Those are the things that exercise the spirit. I'm going to get Romans 12 and verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed. Matter of fact, I start at 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, for this is your reasonable service. So you got to go out there and teach, man. You got to be willing to be afflicted. You got to be willing to do these fasts. You got to be willing not to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, commit adultery, different things like that, man. You got to, and be not conformed to this word. It says, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Huh? You got to be renewed, man, in your mind. You got to put off that old man, that corruptible man, which is the flesh, and put on a new man, which is the spirit, man. How Shai said, if a man wants to enter the kingdom, he must be born again. You know, so brothers, learn to be more patient with each other. Learn to forgive each other. Learn to seek to help brothers succeed and not just yourself, okay? So what if you learning new scripts every day, you getting new knowledge every day, but why you're not showing these new articles and videos of knowledge with the brothers, man? All you got to do is share a link. Hey, I can check this out. That's all you got to do. It's simple. You know? Hey, I can just learn this new precept. Check it out. It's a banger. You know, you come up with a great idea of how to study better and make videos better or whatever. You come up with a crazy ass schedule. Yo, I figured it out. This is the best way to have balance. Do this, that, and the third. What good is it if you find these things out, but you don't share with the brotherhood? Make a video on it. Hey, brothers, I'm just putting my 2 cents. I found a beautiful way to balance in this truth and do videos and study. You know, hey, look to help brothers succeed too, man. That's part of your service, man. Because we can't be niggards, man. We can't be niggas. Or as the scriptures say, niggards, man. Just my last precept. This is 1 Peter 5 and verse 10. It says, but the God of all grace, who have called us unto his eternal glory by Hamashiach Yahushai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Listen, Yahweh is the God of grace, man. He is very graceful and merciful, as you can see. Because we deserve death. We don't deserve the kingdom. From all the affliction and iniquity we committed against the Lord after he warned us. Come on, man. Read the scriptures. And look at today. 2,000 years, man. And more. 2,000 plus, man. Because we was committing iniquity before Yahushua. Way before Yahushua came on the scene, man. That's why Yahushua had to come on the scene. Because of all the wickedness we was doing, man. That was the Lord's greatest mercy, was sending us Yahushua so that we can receive the kingdom, so that we have a chance. Okay? So give the Lord his due praises, man. Renew your spirit day by day, and you'll be all right. Lord willing, this video was edifying to the elect. Till next time, shalom.